Loki is arrested by the Time Variance Authority, also known as the TVA, when he creates a new timeline after escaping from the Battle of New York with the Tesseract in 2012 during the events of the Time Heist in Avengers Endgame. The TVA resets the timeline, and this variant Loki stands trial in front of Judge Ravonna Renslayer for crimes against the sacred timeline. Loki blames the situation on the Avengers, who had traveled back in time to 2012, but Renslayer says their actions were meant to happen, unlike Loki's escape. Agent Mobius M. Mobius takes Loki to the Time Theater to review his past misdeeds and questions his history of hurting people. He reveals that Loki, in his intended future, inadvertently causes the death of his adoptive mother, Frigga. Loki attempts to escape, but gives up after realizing that the TVA's power exceeds that of the Infinity Stones. He returns to the Time Theater and watches more future events, including his own death at the hands of Thanos. He then agrees to help Mobius hunt another Loki variant who has killed several TVA agents and stolen their timeline resetting charges. Loki joins a TVA mission to the site of an attack by the variant in 1985 Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where he stalls and attempts to bargain his way into meeting the Timekeepers, who created the TVA and the Sacred Timeline. Renslayer objects to Loki's further involvement, but Mobius convinces her to give him another chance. Loki researches TVA files and theorizes that the variant is hiding near apocalyptic events, where their actions do not affect the timeline. Loki and Mobius confirm this possibility by visiting Pompeii in 79 AD, before deducing that the variant is hiding during a hurricane in 2050 Alabama. There, they are ambushed by the variant, who possesses the bodies of several locals and TVA agent Hunter B-15. The variant reveals herself to be a female version of Loki and rejects his offer to overthrow the Timekeepers together. She sends the stolen reset charges to various points along the sacred timeline, which activate and create numerous branched timelines that throw the TVA into disarray. She teleports away and Loki follows her. The variant arrives at the TVA and attempts to find the Timekeepers, followed by Loki, who uses a TemPad to teleport them both away and escape from Renslayer. They arrive at 2077 Lamentis 1, a moon that is soon to be crushed by a planet, and the TemPad runs out of power. Loki magically hides it, and the variant, who goes by the name Sylvie, agrees to work with him to charge it. They sneak aboard a train bound for the Ark, an evacuation spaceship which they believe can recharge the TemPad. Loki gets drunk and starts a ruckus, leading to a fight with guards who eventually throw him off the train. Sylvie follows him, only to find the TemPad broken, and the duo decide to finish the journey on foot and commandeer the Ark so they can use it to escape. Sylvie reveals that the TVA's workers are all variants from Earth, and were not created by the Timekeepers as Mobius claimed. Loki and Sylvie fight their way through guards and a crowd of people attempting to board the Ark. Before they get there, meteors from the oncoming planet destroy the Ark. On Lamentis 1, Sylvie tells Loki she escaped the TVA's detention as a child. Loki and Sylvie form a romantic bond, creating a unique branched timeline that draws the attention of the TVA and allows for their rescue before Lamentis is destroyed. They are both arrested, and Mobius leaves Loki in a time loop from his past with Sif. Mobius and Hunter B-15 realize they are variants after interrogating Loki and Sylvie. Mobius subsequently frees Loki from the loop, but Renslayer confronts them and orders Mobius to be pruned. Renslayer takes Loki and Sylvie to the Timekeepers, before Hunter B-15 intervenes and frees them of their time-twisting collars. Loki and Sylvie kill the Timekeepers' guards, and Sylvie knocks Renslayer unconscious. Sylvie then beheads one of the Timekeepers, revealing them to be androids. Loki prepares to tell Sylvie something, but Renslayer regains consciousness and prunes him. Angered, Sylvie overpowers her and demands the truth about the TVA. In a mid-credit scene, Loki awakens in an unknown realm, surrounded by several other Loki variants who invite him to join them. Sylvie learns from Renslayer that Loki was teleported to the Void, a dimension at the end of time where everything the TVA prunes is dumped into. Meanwhile, Loki learns from the other Loki variants that a cloud-like creature named Alioth guards the Void and prevents anyone from escaping. In an attempt to reach Loki, Sylvie prunes herself and narrowly escapes Alioth with Mobius's help. One of the Loki variants attempts to betray the other Lokis for President Loki, causing a fight to ensue. forcing Loki and his variant allies to escape. After reuniting with Loki, Sylvie proposes a plan to approach Alioth and enchant it, in hopes that it will lead them to the real mastermind behind the TVA's creation. As the Lokis head toward Alioth, Mobius uses a tempad Sylvie stole from Renslayer to return to the TVA. Kid Loki and Alligator Loki escape, while Classic Loki creates a large illusion of Asgard to distract Alioth and sacrifices himself in the process. This allows Loki and Sylvie to successfully enchant the creature and move past the void. In the distance, we see a citadel, and the pair walks towards it. Renslayer leaves on a mission to find free will after Miss Minutes gives her information from the TVA's creator, He Who Remains. B-15 proves to TVA troopers that they are variants by showing them a Renslayer variant who is a school vice principal. In the Citadel at the end of time, He Who Remains tells Loki and Sylvie that he ended a multiversal war between his variants by using Alioth to destroy alternate timelines, and created the TVA to maintain this peace. As he has grown weary, he offers them a choice: kill him and risk another multiversal war, or replace him in overseeing the TVA and a singular timeline. Sylvie wants to kill him, but Loki pleads with her to stop. They kiss, but Sylvie sends Loki back to TVA headquarters. She kills He Who Remains, unleashing a multiverse with alternate timelines that the TVA cannot prune. At TVA headquarters, Loki warns Mobius and B-15 about variants of He Who Remains, but they do not recognize Loki, and he sees that a statue of one of these variants has replaced those of the Timekeepers.